First contact and hidden strength. The massive warship hung in Earth's orbit like a void against the stars, its angular hull absorbing rather than reflecting light. Within the command center of this ominous vessel, Supreme Commander Vexhar studied the blue planet below with cold, calculating eyes. "Such primitive technology," Vexhar remarked, his segmented fingers gliding across the control panel. "They've barely established a permanent presence on their own moon and still rely on chemical propulsion for space travel." Lieutenant Mordecai nodded beside him. "The scouts report they possess nuclear weapons, but their orbital defense systems are rudimentary at best." Vexhar's mouth parts clicked together in satisfaction. "Perfect. Another simple addition to the Karian Empire. Prepare the diplomatic team." The Karian Empire had subjugated hundreds of worlds across the galaxy. Their method never varied. Approach with false promises of friendship and alliance, study the planet's defenses, then strike when the natives least expected it. Earth would be no different. Captain Marcus Reeves stood at attention as the alien shuttle descended onto the landing pad outside United Nations headquarters in New York. At 42, Marcus had witnessed many historic moments during his service with the Global Defense Force, but aliens. This was unprecedented for everyone on the planet. "Remember," General Harmon whispered beside him, "be respectful but vigilant. We don't know their true intentions." Marcus nodded, his expression neutral but his mind alert. The shuttle doors slid open with a soft hiss, revealing beings that resembled tall, insectoid humanoids with iridescent exoskeletons and compound eyes that gleamed with intelligence. "Welcome to Earth," the UN Secretary-General said, stepping forward with an extended hand. The lead alien, taller than the others and adorned with metallic insignia, observed the gesture with careful consideration before mimicking it. "I am Supreme Commander Vexhar of the Karian Exploration Fleet. We come seeking peaceful relations with your world." Marcus watched intently. Something about Vexhar's tone didn't align with his words. Years of military experience had honed Marcus's ability to detect deception, and right now, his instincts were screaming warnings. 3 days later, Marcus found himself in a secure underground facility with Earth's top military leaders. On the large display screen, satellite images revealed what the Karians had attempted to conceal, additional warships materializing at the solar system's edge. "They claimed they arrived with a single vessel," Marcus pointed out, highlighting the new ships on the display. "These appeared after our talks began." General Harmon nodded grimly. "That's not all. Our cyber team managed to decrypt some of their communications. They're systematically mapping our defense networks, power infrastructure, and water resources." "Classic invasion preparation," Admiral Tanaka added. "They're analyzing us like laboratory specimens." The Secretary-General appeared visibly shaken. "Their technology vastly outmatches ours. If we confront them and they decide to attack, can we mount an effective defense?" A heavy silence descended over the room, the question everyone feared to address. Marcus cleared his throat. "Madam Secretary, this might be the appropriate time to activate the Phoenix Protocol." Several heads turned sharply toward him. The Phoenix Protocol was classified information known to only a select few in the room. "That's an extreme measure, Captain," the Defense Secretary remarked cautiously. "So is extinction," Marcus replied firmly. The next meeting with the Karians took place aboard their vessel. Marcus accompanied the Earth delegation, constantly observing his surroundings. The alien technology was indeed impressive. Doorways that opened without visible mechanisms, lighting that seemed to emanate from nowhere, and officers who communicated without audible speech. Vexhar guided them to a spacious chamber offering a panoramic view of Earth below. "We are pleased with our preliminary discussions," he said smoothly. "The Karian Empire offers protection and technological advancement to all worlds that join our collective." "Join?" the Secretary-General inquired carefully. "We were discussing trade and cultural exchange, not integration." Vexhar's compound eyes flickered briefly. "Of course, a mere linguistic error on my part." But Marcus had caught the momentary flash of annoyance in Vexhar's posture. This wasn't a simple misunderstanding. As the meeting progressed, Marcus noticed small drone-like devices hovering near the ceiling, scanning the human delegates. He discreetly activated a device Earth scientists had developed, designed to scramble biological scans and transmit false information to the aliens. Later that night, Marcus was awakened by an urgent communication. "Captain, we've intercepted a transmission," his aide reported. "You need to see this immediately." Marcus rushed to the command center, where a translated alien message played on the screen. Preliminary assessment complete. Indigenous defenses negligible. Recommend immediate resource acquisition protocol. Native resistance expected to be minimal. Awaiting final authorization. "They're not here for alliance," General Harmon stated, his expression grim. "They intend to take everything we have." "The President has ordered full military alert, but covertly," Admiral Tanaka added. "We don't want them aware that we've uncovered their plans." Marcus nodded, his mind racing. "What about Phoenix Protocol?" "Authorized," General Harmon confirmed quietly. "Teams are being activated as we speak." The final meeting with the Karians was tense. Earth's leaders had decided on a bold approach: confront the Karians with what they knew. "Supreme Commander Vexhar," the Secretary General began firmly, "we have detected your concealed fleet at the edge of our solar system. We have also intercepted communications regarding your resource acquisition protocol. Would you care to explain?" For a moment, Vexhar appeared surprised, but quickly recovered. "There seems to be a misunderstanding," he said smoothly. "Additional vessels are standard procedure for first contact missions." "And the resource acquisition?" Marcus asked directly. Vexhar's compound eyes fixed on Marcus. "You humans are more perceptive than anticipated. Very well. The Karian Empire requires resources to sustain our civilization. Your planet possesses them in abundance. We had hoped to make this transition peaceful." "Transition?" the Secretary General questioned, though everyone understood the implication. "The integration of Earth into the Karian Empire," Vexhar stated, abandoning all pretense. "Your civilization is young, barely capable of interplanetary travel. The Karian Empire has existed for millennia. Your resistance would be futile and wasteful." The room fell silent. "We decline your offer," the Secretary General said simply. Vexhar made a sound resembling laughter. "You misunderstand. This is not an offer. It is a courtesy notification. Our fleet will commence landing operations in 3 of your Earth days. You may surrender formally before then to prevent unnecessary casualties." As the Earth delegation was escorted back to their shuttle, Marcus received a secure message on his device. It contained just 2 words: "Phoenix active." For the first time since the aliens had arrived, Marcus allowed himself a slight smile. The Karians believed humans were weak and primitive. They were about to discover how wrong they were. The Karians may have conquered hundreds of worlds, but none of those worlds had been Earth. None of those worlds had humans, and none of those worlds had warriors like the ones now awakening in secret facilities around the planet. Deep beneath the Appalachian Mountains, in a facility absent from any official records, Major Olivia Winters stood in a chamber of frost as the cryopod around her hissed open. Medical personnel rushed forward, wrapping thermal blankets around her shoulders. "Welcome back, Major," said a doctor monitoring her vital signs. "How do you feel?" Olivia blinked away ice crystals from her eyelashes. "Like I've been hit by a freight train," her voice rough from disuse. "How long was I under?" 4 years, Major. We wouldn't have awakened you if it wasn't critical." Olivia nodded as memories returned. She and the other members of Phoenix team had volunteered for experimental long-term cryosleep, Earth's ultimate contingency plan. Elite soldiers enhanced with cutting-edge technology and training, preserved for humanity's darkest hour. Apparently, that hour had arrived. In a similar facility beneath the Australian outback, Devon opened his eyes to bright lights and the scent of antiseptic. His hands immediately moved to his chest, searching for his equipment. Your gear is prepared in the armory, sir, a young soldier informed him, updated with the latest technology. Devin grinned. As Phoenix Team's weapons specialist, he appreciated effective firepower, better than the old stuff. You wouldn't believe what R&D developed while you were sleeping. Around the globe, the other Phoenix Team members were awakening. Nadia in the Amazon facility, Jackson in the underwater base near Japan, and Ryu in the Arctic station. Within hours, they would converge at Command Central, hidden beneath an unremarkable farm in the Canadian prairies. None had expected activation. Their mission was the ultimate last resort. Supreme Commander Vexar studied the report on his display with disbelief. "This cannot be accurate," he said to the infiltrator who had just returned from Earth. "Humans are fragile creatures. They cannot possibly possess warriors with these capabilities." The infiltrator, who had adopted human form to blend in, appeared nervous. "I observed them with my own sensory organs, Commander. They were training at a concealed installation. One lifted a ground vehicle with bare appendages. Another moved with such velocity she was nearly imperceptible." Vexar dismissed the infiltrator with a gesture. "Clearly, you witnessed an elaborate deception. Humans know we're monitoring and are attempting intimidation tactics." Lieutenant Mordecai, who had been silently listening, stepped forward. "Commander, perhaps we should delay the invasion until verification is possible." "Enough," Vexar slammed his appendage on the control panel. "I will not postpone based on an infiltrator's wild imagination. The invasion proceeds as scheduled. Prepare the first wave." Olivia stood before a holographic display of Earth, surrounded by the rest of Phoenix Team. Despite years apart, they immediately re-established their former synchronization. Devin, robust and scarred, was inspecting his new weaponry with enthusiasm. Nadia, her dark hair precisely cropped, studied the enemy ship schematics with intense focus. Jackson's fingers moved rapidly across multiple interfaces, infiltrating alien systems, while Ryu, tall and powerfully built, was testing his new exoskeleton, crushing metal objects as if they were paper. General Harmon entered the room, and they all stood at attention. "At ease," he said. "I wish we could provide more acclimation time, but the Karians have initiated their attack. They've seized our lunar outpost and are preparing for full planetary invasion." "What exactly are we confronting, sir?" Olivia inquired. The general activated a larger hologram displaying the alien vessels. "The Karian Empire has subjugated hundreds of worlds using superior technology and overwhelming force. They believe Earth will fall as easily as the others." "Their mistake," Devin said with a grin. "Indeed," the general agreed. "They anticipate conventional resistance, armies, air forces, perhaps some orbital defenses. They know nothing about Phoenix Team." Olivia studied the alien flagship. "What's our mission?" "The Karians' first wave will target our primary military installations. While our conventional forces engage them, Phoenix Team will strike their command ship and disrupt their coordination. If we can create confusion, we might gain enough time to prepare a broader counteroffensive." Olivia nodded, her mind already formulating a strategy. "We'll need covert access to their vessel." Jackson spoke up, still typing. "I've been analyzing their transportation systems. They employ matter transfer technology similar to our prototype teleporters. I believe I can infiltrate their system and transport us aboard." "How long?" Olivia asked. 12 hours, possibly less." "You have 6, she said firmly. "The rest of us will prepare for boarding." On the Karian command ship, Vexar observed as the first wave of fighters descended toward Earth. The humans had managed to launch primitive spacecraft to defend their lunar outpost, but were quickly overwhelmed. "Pathetic," Vexar remarked. "They still rely on chemical propulsion." Lieutenant Mordecai monitored the attack from his station. "Commander, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from several planetary locations." "What type of energy?" "Unknown, Commander. It doesn't match any of their documented weapons." Vexar dismissed the concern. "Their defenses are as primitive as anticipated. Initiate the second wave, humanity's counterattack." Phoenix team suited up in their advanced combat armor, sleek, form-fitting suits with integrated enhancements. Olivia's increased her already formidable reflexes. Devon's contained hidden compartments for his specialized weaponry. Nadia's bent light around her, creating near invisibility. Jackson's incorporated advanced computing systems, and Ryu's amplified his strength even further. 6 minutes to teleport, Jackson announced. Remember the plan, Olivia said. We infiltrate, disable their communications, plant the charges, and extract, quick and clean. Devon patted his belt of explosives. Nothing cleaner than a well-placed detonation. Olivia gave him a stern look but couldn't suppress a smile. Even facing alien invaders, Devon never changed. 1 minute, Jackson said, his fingers dancing across a control panel. I've accessed their ship's teleportation grid. They won't detect our arrival. The first indication of trouble came when a section of the Kyrian vessel suddenly lost power. Vexar was in the process of ordering the third wave to launch when the lights on the bridge flickered. What's happening? He demanded. Unknown, Commander, an officer replied. We've lost contact with Deck 12, security breach in the teleportation bay. Another officer shouted, breach detected. Vexar felt the first stirrings of unease. Activate internal defenses, secure all sensitive areas. Before the officer could respond, all displays on the bridge went dark. When they reactivated seconds later, they displayed the same message in Karian script. We are Earth. You are not welcome here. An explosion rocked the ship, throwing Vexar against a bulkhead. Find the intruders, he roared. How did they board our vessel? Lieutenant Mordecai looked up from his console, his compound eyes reflecting alarm. Commander, they utilized our own teleportation system against us, and these don't appear to be conventional soldiers. For the first time since arriving at Earth, Supreme Commander Vexar experienced something unfamiliar: doubt. Olivia moved silently through the alien corridor, her team spread out behind her. Thus far, the plan was proceeding perfectly. Jackson had compromised their systems, Nadia had disabled the internal sensors, and Devon had planted his first series of explosives. Phase 1 complete, Olivia whispered into her comm, moving to Phase 2. As they approached the main communication hub, an alarm suddenly blared. The door ahead slid open, and a squad of Karian soldiers rushed out, weapons raised. Olivia didn't hesitate. Phoenix team, engage. The aliens fired first, energy bolts sizzling through the air, but they weren't prepared for what happened next. Ryu stepped forward, his enhanced strength allowing him to tear a metal panel from the wall and use it as a shield. Behind this cover, Devon launched a small device that exploded in a flash of light, disorienting the aliens. Nadia seemingly materialized from nowhere, moving with incredible speed between the disoriented soldiers, incapacitating them one by one. The skirmish lasted less than 30 seconds. Forward, Olivia ordered, stepping over the unconscious aliens. We've lost the element of surprise, now we work fast. As they pushed deeper into the ship, word spread through the Karian fleet. Earth had warriors unlike any they had faced before, and they were just getting started. Supreme Commander Vexar paced the bridge of his damaged flagship. Reports of the human attack flooded in from all decks. 3 communication centers destroyed, main power generators compromised, teleportation systems disabled. How, he demanded, slamming his appendage on a control panel. How did 5 humans cause this much damage? Lieutenant Mordecai displayed surveillance footage, showing a brief glimpse of Phoenix team moving through a corridor. Even with the Karians' advanced recording technology, the humans appeared as little more than blurs. These are not ordinary humans, Mordecai said quietly. The infiltrator was correct. Vexar stared at the footage, his confidence shaken. Deploy the Sentinels. Mordecai's compound eyes widened. Commander, the Sentinels are designed for planetary subjugation, not ship defense. Do it, Vexar shouted. I want these humans eliminated. Phoenix team had reached the main engine control room when they heard it. A deep, resonating sound that seemed to vibrate through the entire ship. What is that? Devin asked, pausing as he set his explosives. Nadia, who had been scouting ahead, rushed back into the room. "We have a significant problem." Before she could elaborate, the wall beside them exploded inward. Through the smoke and debris stepped a massive figure nearly 3 meters tall, covered in black armor with pools and crimson lines tracing its surface. "Sentinel," Nadia whispered. The creature roared, the sound amplified by its helmet, and charged forward with surprising speed for its size. Ryu moved to intercept, his enhanced strength allowing him to meet the Sentinel's charge. The collision sent both crashing into equipment, sending sparks flying in all directions. "Complete the mission," Olivia ordered. "Jackson, secure the engine codes. Devin, set those charges." 2 more Sentinels burst through different entrances. Olivia rolled under a swing from one, coming up with her energy blade activated. She slashed at the back of the Sentinel's knee joint, one of the few vulnerabilities in their armor. The creature stumbled but didn't fall. Nadia seemed to vanish, using her stealth technology to confuse the 3rd Sentinel, which swung wildly at empty space. Ryu was still wrestling with the 1st Sentinel, both locked in a contest of strength. Slowly, to everyone's surprise, Ryu began pushing the alien warrior back. "Hurry," Olivia shouted to Jackson, who was downloading critical data from the ship's computers. "Almost there," he called back, fingers flying over the alien interface. "Their systems are complex but not beyond my capabilities." On the bridge, Vexar watched the battle through security feeds, his mandibles clicking in anger and disbelief. "Impossible," he muttered as he observed Ryu holding his own against a Sentinel. "No human should possess that strength." Mordecai studied the readings from the engine room. "Commander, they appear to be planting explosive devices near critical systems." "Stop them," Vexar shouted. "Seal all exits, release the neural toxin." Olivia's heads-up display flashed a warning. "Gas incoming, helmets on." Phoenix team activated their sealed helmets just as a hissing sound filled the room. The Sentinels, already protected by their armor, pressed their attack. "Jackson," Olivia called, ducking under another swing from a Sentinel. "Got it, engine override codes secured." "Devin." "Charges set," he confirmed. "Remote detonation ready." "Nadia extraction route." Nadia appeared beside an access panel, already prying it open. "Secondary maintenance shaft leads to an escape pod bay." "Ryu, disengage. We're leaving," Olivia ordered. Ryu delivered one final powerful blow that actually cracked the Sentinel's armor, then broke away to join the others. Olivia activated a small device on her belt that emitted an electromagnetic pulse, temporarily disabling the Sentinel systems. "Go, go, go." The team squeezed through the maintenance shaft, the sounds of recovering Sentinels close behind. In Earth's orbit, the Karian invasion force continued its advance, unaware of the chaos aboard their flagship. Smaller alien ships began entering the atmosphere, heading toward major cities, but Earth wasn't defenseless. Regular military forces launched a coordinated counterattack using strategies developed specifically for this moment. Fighter jets engaged alien craft with unpredictable flight patterns that confused the Karians' targeting systems. Ground forces employed guerrilla tactics rather than confronting the aliens directly. And in space, Earth's orbital platforms, which the Karians had dismissed as primitive, suddenly revealed hidden weapons technology, reverse-engineered from a crashed alien ship decades earlier and kept secret until now. Phoenix team reached the escape pod bay, fighting through a squad of regular Karian soldiers with efficiency born from years of training. Jackson quickly hacked the pod's controls. "Ready for launch," he announced. Olivia was the last to enter, providing covering fire against pursuing forces. "Devin now." Devin grinned and pressed a button on his wrist device. Throughout the Karian flagship, his specialized explosives detonated simultaneously. Unlike conventional explosives, these were designed to target specific systems with minimal collateral damage. The team's escape pod launched just as the flagship's engines failed. Its weapon systems went offline, and its internal gravity fluctuated wildly. Vexar clung to his command chair as the gravity shifted, sending crew members flying across the bridge. "Status report," he demanded. Mordecai struggled to reach his console. Main engines offline, weapons offline, communications across the fleet disrupted. Commander, we're dead in space. Vexar couldn't believe what he was hearing, his mighty flagship crippled by 5 humans. "The invasion force?" he asked, dreading the answer. "Without coordination from the flagship, they're following standard protocols, but—" Mordecai hesitated. "But what?" Vexar growled. "Earth's resistance isn't following any patterns we've encountered before. Our forces expected a conventional defense, but they're facing hit-and-run tactics, unexpected technology, and, Commander, we're sustaining significant losses." Vexar stared out the viewport at Earth, the blue planet suddenly appearing much more dangerous than before. "Send the signal," he said quietly. "Commander, send the signal to Grand Admiral Zeckler. Tell him to bring the Grand Armada." Phoenix team watched from their escape pod as the Karian flagship drifted, its lights flickering. "Mission accomplished," Devon said with satisfaction. "Phase 1 accomplished," Olivia corrected. "This was just their advance force." Jackson was reviewing the data he'd stolen. "According to this, they've already called for reinforcements. Someone named Grand Admiral Zeckler is bringing something called the Grand Armada." "How long do we have?" Nadia asked. 3 days, maybe 4. Olivia's expression was determined. "Then we have work to do." She activated her comm link to Earth Command. "General Harmon, this is Major Winters. Flagship mission successful. Request immediate retrieval and preparation for Phase 2. "Well done, Phoenix team," came the general's voice. "The Karians just learned that humans aren't as easily conquered as they thought, but this fight is just beginning." As their pod descended toward Earth, Olivia looked back at the crippled alien ship. The Karians had arrived confident in their superiority, expecting an easy victory. Instead, they had faced Earth's hidden strength. And soon they would face much more. 3 days after crippling the Karian flagship, Phoenix team stood in Earth Command's war room. The holographic display showed dozens of new alien ships appearing at the edge of the solar system. "The Grand Armada has arrived," General Harmon said grimly. "More ships than anticipated." Olivia studied the formation. "They're spreading out to surround Earth, standard encirclement tactics." Jackson pointed to the largest ship at the center of the formation. "That must be Grand Admiral Zeckler's command vessel. It's 3 times the size of Vexar's flagship." "Can we fight them all?" an admiral asked. "Not directly," Olivia replied, "but we don't need to." She turned to Jackson. "Show them what you found." Jackson activated a data file from the information he'd stolen. A map of the galaxy appeared with hundreds of worlds marked in red. "These are all the planets the Karian Empire has conquered," he explained. "But look at this." He zoomed in on several worlds where small blue dots pulsed. "These signals indicate resistance movements. The Karians don't have complete control everywhere." "You're suggesting we find allies?" General Harmon asked. Olivia nodded. "The Karians have been conquering worlds for centuries. They must have made plenty of enemies." "But how do we reach them?" the admiral asked. "We can barely reach Mars." Devon grinned. "We have a perfectly good alien ship in orbit, or we did before I damaged its engines." "We repair it," Olivia said. "Just enough to get us to the nearest occupied world. Jackson's data shows a planet called Nexus that serves as a regional hub. If there's an organized resistance, they'll have representatives there." General Harmon looked skeptical. "This is extremely risky. You'd be going directly into enemy territory." "While we're gone," Olivia continued, "Earth continues fighting. The Karians expect us to defend. Instead, we attack, hit-and-run raids on their ships, make them chase us around the system." "A distraction," Nadia said, "while we find help." After a long moment, General Harmon nodded. Make your preparations, you depart in 12 hours. Grand Admiral Zeckler was not like Supreme Commander Vexar. Where Vexar was sleek and polished, Zeckler was massive and battle-scarred. His exoskeleton was crisscrossed with old wounds, and one of his compound eyes had been replaced with a mechanical implant. You lost your flagship to 5 humans, Zeckler's voice rumbled with contempt as he addressed Vexar through the viewscreen. Supreme Commander Vexar of the glorious Karian Empire, defeated by primitives. Vexar struggled to maintain his composure. These are not ordinary humans, they possess enhanced abilities. Excuses, Zeckler cut him off. The Empire does not accept failure, you are relieved of command. But Grand Admiral, report to my vessel immediately. You will serve under my direct supervision until you redeem yourself. The screen went dark. Vexar's appendages clenched in rage. In his entire career, he had never been humiliated like this, and it was all because of those humans. Phoenix team worked quickly to repair the damaged Karian ship. Earth's engineers had been studying the alien technology, making remarkable progress in understanding its principles. The good news, Devon said as he reconnected power conduits, is that I was careful with my target selection. The FTL drive is damaged but salvageable. And the bad news, Ryu asked, helping to lift a heavy component into place. We'll have enough power for one jump to Nexus. After that, we'll need to find alternative means of returning. Jackson was interfacing with the ship's computer systems. I've managed to download their navigational database. We should be able to reach Nexus without difficulty. Nadia approached, carrying equipment. I've modified our combat suits for the mission. They now incorporate Karian visual signatures. At a distance, we should register as Karian on their scanners. Olivia nodded approvingly. Good work, everyone. General, what's the status of our planetary defenses? General Harmon activated a tactical display. We're deploying our forces according to the strategy we discussed. Small, mobile units with hit-and-run capabilities. The Karians won't find any large concentrations of forces to target. And the special projects? Project Firewall is active. Any Karian ship that enters our atmosphere will encounter our electromagnetic defense grid. It won't stop them completely, but it will disrupt their systems enough to give our fighters an advantage. Perfect. Olivia turned to her team. This is humanity's most critical hour. We've never faced a threat of this magnitude before, but remember, the Karians have never faced humans before either. As Earth prepared for the coming storm, Phoenix team made final preparations for their desperate mission. The modified alien ship, now dubbed Phoenix 1, lifted off from its secret hangar, cloaked from Karian sensors. In the vastness of space, Grand Admiral Zeckler's armada began its approach to Earth, confident in their overwhelming superiority. They expected resistance. They expected defiance. They didn't expect what was coming. The battle for Earth, and perhaps the fate of countless other worlds, had begun, and humanity was fighting back.